As the smoke thinned and the battlefield settled into an uneasy silence, the party stood among the shattered remnants of what should have been a decisive victory. Bodies, scorched earth, and broken sigils lay strewn like forgotten promises, but the true loss was far more devastating. The artifact was gone. His gaze swept over the scorched ground, jaw clenched, emerald eyes sharp with calculation. The battle had been a distraction, a carefully orchestrated misdirection, and they had walked right into it. Naruzu stood at the heart of the chaos, his cloak torn in dust clinging to the scorched edges of his armor. "We've been outmaneuvered," he said, voice low and cold, like steel drawn in moonlight. "Wolfhafer has the artifact." Iris' brow furrowed as her hand instinctively touched the vines that wound around her forearm. Pulsating with a quiet agitation, she closed her eyes, drawing in a slow breath. His eyes, pale and calculating, watched the others, not with suspicion, but with a relentless intensity, as though he alone understood the gravity of what had just occurred. Whispers in the underground of towers that breathe, machines possessed by spirits, and spells coded into data streams. Wolfhafer's people are ghosts in the system and monsters in the flesh. If he's vanished, it's because he wanted us to look elsewhere. They don't just seek power, they seek total dominion over the arcane fabric itself. That artifact is a key, and in his hands. He trailed off, lips pressing into a grim line. "We cannot afford delay." Her eyes, clouded with strange light, darted back and forth as though reading something only she could see. The natural world whispered uneasily through her senses, roots recoiling, rivers shifting, winds murmuring warnings. "I can feel it shifting." He's cloaked his path, but not perfectly. The trail is thin, but it's still warm. We must follow it now, or risk losing him to the veil. The name struck the group like a thrown blade. "The balance is already shifting," she said, her voice tinged with dread. "He's begun to unmake the threads, toward the ruins of Thalcyrix, if my readings are correct. But something tells me that's only a waypoint, not a destination." Edrahimovic stood a few paces away, shrouded in the folds of his long coat, his gloved fingers tapping rhythmically against the hilt of his blade. The weight of their failure hung heavy, but the fire of purpose burned brighter. Somewhere in the shadows ahead, Wolfhafer was already unraveling the future. "Wolfhafer's faction will stop at nothing," he said darkly. His usually cocky demeanor had drained, leaving only cold resolve. His eyes were locked on the horizon, where the last traces of smoke curled into the night like fading omens. From the shadows near a crumbled stone wall, Dave pushed off with a grunt, folding his arms across his chest. "I've heard of them," he muttered. A heavy silence followed, broken only by the caw of a distant crow. Then Lissy Liz stepped forward. She clutched a slender obsidian shard in her hands. It surfaced, etched with pulsing gold veins, faintly alive beneath the moonlight. "There is a pattern," she whispered, a rhythm beneath the events like footsteps echoing in hidden halls. Naruzu turned to her sharply. "How long?" "Not long," she replied. "He's moving fast. Eastward." Naruzu nodded. "Then we move. No rest. No hesitation." As the last embers of the battlefield died behind them, the party gathered their gear and tightened their cloaks, and they were the only ones left who could stop him.